Antoine, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, how's the delivery conference going for you so far?
It's very good. It's our first time exhibiting. I came, I think, like 5-6 years ago in my Amazon days. So it's interesting to be on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
But no, it's been very good. There is a lot of decision makers, leaders that are there.
Yes.
It's not too big, which is
Yes.
good. No, I'm really excited to
When
be
you
there.
came to the one with Amazon, was it in a big?
It was in exactly the same location.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
The same hotel?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Because typically the ones I've been to, they've been in a slightly bigger venue, but here it's like we've pulled up to the Beverly Hills and it's all nice and tightly packed and intimate with the people there. But no, thank you for coming on. I know you mentioned you flew in from California.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Currently living in California, which is interesting to manage a business that's both in the UK, in the US, with teams that are pretty much everywhere between India and Canada, it's your typical challenge of being an early stage company, ramping up, high growth, and so yeah.
And go on, what time do you start your day?
It depends, but between 4 and 5 a.m.
Between 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And is that sort of the sweet spot in terms of where?
It depends from the days and the meetings that I have, but you need to, my days start early, end up a little bit earlier as well, but
Fair. No, I set my alarm this morning 4:30 to get here, and it felt very much like we were, it's almost like setting the alarm for going away on holiday or vacation. But no, appreciate you coming on. I guess just for everyone watching, good to understand, who you are, what the company, Teleship, what they're doing, and I guess the journey of how you've made it to this point.
So people that end up in logistics typically didn't choose to get there. For me, my journey in logistics started in 2015. I was hired by Amazon, and I was hired to manage their export markets.
Yes.
So expand new destination, cross-border shipping, did that function between 2015, where Amazon was really in 5 markets in Europe, to where they are almost today. So I left Amazon a couple of years ago. Sorry, and with that, went through the challenges of managing international logistics with postal operators, with express carriers. One being very expensive, the other one not being so reliable, and ultimately ended up building a disaggregated supply chain for Amazon, where Amazon used to work with freight forwarders, last mile carriers in destination markets. And that was very successful, enabled Amazon to start expanding, offering free shipping in international markets. Did that up until 2020, when everybody knows COVID happened. And Amazon was facing a new challenge, which was Brexit.
Yes.
And so spearheaded basically solving Brexit for Amazon, which in terms of sheer scale was 140 trucks per day crossing the border, 16 Amazon aircrafts, and so hundreds of thousands, of packages that are crossing that border every day.
Yes.
And ultimately, the challenge was you have 7 months, you need to automate it, negotiate with government bodies, so HMRC, Irish Revenue, all of the customs across Europe, and come up with a plan and execute it. And did fairly well, despite January 2021 being problematic for everyone, even for customs authorities. And then Amazon asked me to manage all of their postal carriers and commercial carriers across Europe, which I did for about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And then at some point thought, okay, I want to go back in building capabilities, helping retailers. Left Amazon 2 years ago to build Teleship. We started as a cross-border carrier, realized that we weren't solving sufficient problems for retailer just by offering one of those other logistics carriers, and ultimately ended up building a trade engine that does duty tax calculation, that integrates into the retailer's checkouts, providing landed cost management for them, providing that also for shippers that want to know upfront how much is it going to cost me. I don't want any surcharges.
Yes.
I don't want any customs fees. And so Teleship has evolved like this, where today we offer that as a one solution for cross-border shipping. But then because of the value of duty tax calculation, harmonized tariff code classification, knowing upfront, are my products like cosmetics licensable? Are they going to come back because I don't have the right documentation? We like spin off this trade engine tool that we're now offering to carriers as a standalone, white labeled if they want, to ensure that they can like navigate the forever changing environments. We saw it with the de minimis going away in the US last year. We see it with UK revenue or HMRCs that is about to scrap the de minimis of 135 pounds here. Europe that is imposing a €3 fee starting on the 1st of July. And ultimately for retailers, marketplaces, carriers, it's very, very difficult to navigate. And being able to have one party that basically calculates that and does all of the work in the background is where we are playing a key role today.
Mega. And going back to inception, when you were at Amazon, did you have something inside you that knew you were always going to set your own company up? Or was it, you know?
It's a very good question. Not from day one at Amazon, but like from 2017 onwards, I knew that at some point I wanted to build my own company. And funny enough, and it's a bit personal, but the day my daughter was born, I thought, if I'm not doing it today, I'll never do it. And so ultimately, this is when I decided to leave Amazon, and I'm now the happy father of 2 very young girls.
Amazing.
And basically dealing with three children, a startup and 2 children. Yes.
Yeah. Waking up at 4:30 a.m. probably helps.
Yes. And my wife works for Amazon and has a very stressful and demanding job as well. So, yes. Yeah.
No, amazing. It's good to know, because I know sometimes it's, just it's very methodical, very well thought out. Sometimes it's, as you say, that's that moment of inspiration, actually. If it's not now, it's never.
Exactly.
And, you decide to go for it, which.
Exactly. And I love, like, solving complex problems with, like, simple tools. I've always had this problem solving like hat, and there is maybe also something that really triggered it is I went from being a product builder owner to managing large scale operations at Amazon my last 2 years, and I got a little bit bored.
Right.
And so I wanted to go back into this building mode. Yes.
Got ya.
Yeah.
And was there anything at Amazon, because I guess everyone's got this image, who haven't worked in Amazon or haven't been a part of that journey with Amazon, but probably have seen it as a consumer. Is there anything that you would say, hey, like, since we're having worked at Amazon, here's something not everyone would know, or here's something you find really surprising about them?
It's a good question. I think I'll go back to 10 years ago, joining Amazon in 2015, really struggled, a lot of employees do, with the ways of working, the 6-pager, and ultimately the first 6-9 months are always very, very difficult when you join Amazon. But the culture that its founder, Bezos, and the leadership team has inculcated is what makes Amazon successful today.
Right.
You basically relearn ways of working, and ultimately you have to adapt to that, and it's indeed very, very difficult. But Amazon would not be where it is if it didn't have that strong culture. And so as a startup leader, it's something that I pay a great attention to, is what do we stand for, what are our principles, and sometimes it's a bit difficult to like implement and keep a bar on, because startup is chaos, obviously. But no, it's really what makes Amazon so successful is its culture, for sure. Yeah.
And is there any piece of that, when you say principles or things that they do in particular, that you could reference?
So, with regards to Amazon, you mean?
Yeah, in terms of their leadership, something that they've, top down, bleeds through the business.
The leadership principle that Amazon has, that is above everything, in my opinion, is customer obsession.
Yeah.
This is something that we've implemented as well in how we do things today. The customer is always right.
Yeah.
Providing excellent customer service, like really focusing on solving customer problems, allow you to grow as a company. So that is maybe the leadership principle that I really pay a great attention to. Interestingly, Amazon has leadership principles that go against one another, and sometimes may create not friction, but are healthy trade-offs.
Yeah.
And so ultimately Amazon is an excellent school. I joined Amazon in my 20s. I think it would be even more difficult to learn and join Amazon today in my late 30s, because you need to be a bit reshaped and reformatted.
And then you went from being, ops, carrier management from Amazon into almost, founder-led sales. How did you find that, guy? I guess being more from a carrier management into, frontline e-com.
It's an excellent question. I had highly underestimated how much GTM sales can be complex, and surely I maybe was a bit ignorant on, if you build a great product, it should sell for itself. It's true, but you need to ensure that you communicate efficiently about it, and it's a flywheel. Like what we see with what we've built is that the beginnings were very difficult, and we've been exponentially growing also because of the word of mouth. But sales is a lot more challenging, and you need people that have the right skills socially, but also can understand the products and the complex products that you've built. And within the e-commerce space, network, especially in the UK, network is so important. Like knowing people, because if you're the delivery experience that you offer to a retailer is about 50% of their branding image. And if you go knock on a retailer's door and you say, hey, I am company XYZ and I am going to take care of your deliveries, if they don't trust that you're going to do a good job, it becomes very, very, very difficult for you to be successful. And so, network scaling progressively is something that has been quite important. So the strategy that we took initially was, let's go solve logistics for like very small SMEs. And over time, you build trust, you build customer reviews, you start like growing your capabilities, adding missing key features that logistics players are, retailers or marketplaces are looking for.
Yeah.
And ultimately, every new customer that you bring along is larger. But it's the journey is very tedious.
Yeah.
And that was a very big learning and a bit of a slap in the face initially. But we're happy of the work achieved so far, and we have a lot more work ahead of us. Amazing.
And with it being, founder led at the minute, are you what areas of the business, I guess, have you got other people in that you feel are complementing the bringing on the customers?
So when you start building a business that is tech advanced, you start with obviously engineers. I've been very lucky to work with brilliant engineers to build Teleship today. And as a founder, you basically manage everything else. And then over time, and I've made some mistakes, over time you decide that you want to add additional functions. But the best salesperson in your organization is always the founder. And so ultimately you need to make sure that you can maximize your time on sales and leave the rest for your team to handle. And so I went from basically working 16 hours a day, managing pretty much everything, but not spending enough time on sales, to being able to pass on part of the account and customer support to a dedicated team, so that I can spend 70% of my time on sales, whereby I was spending 15% of my time on sales before. So those are the milestones that you need to pass. Obviously, like hiring a sales team is something that we are working on at the moment, but I've seen that the most successful person is also because of that trust component, knowing about what you're talking about, guiding retailers, shippers, is really something that has been successful for us. In fact, providing some sort of free consulting to a shipper builds that trust with them, and if you build that trust with them, they will then say, okay, you're someone that I can give my delivery experience to.
Got you. I'm going to ask a bit of an ugly question. But what's been the biggest mistake of your career?
We've made we make a lot of mistakes, and you have to own them and make sure that you correct and that they don't happen again. We've made some because we power a trade engine. We've made some mistakes where we've lost several thousands of pounds calculating duties and making mistakes calculating duties. Ultimately, you learn and you make sure that it doesn't happen again. But those have been the biggest mistakes, at least financially, that we've done. I think because I'm so focused on building great product, we have spread ourselves quite thin on a lot of things, and ultimately we would say, okay, now we need to stop expanding into new capabilities, but just double down on going deeper into what we're doing. But the biggest mistakes are definitely when you realize that you haven't been collecting sufficient duties and taxes, and if you want to keep your customers, you need to own those mistakes. And so those are the challenges.
I hear you. And I guess on that then, where does partnerships come into things? And how important have partnerships been for part of Teleship's journey?
So it's something that we are a little bit left on the side initially, and that now we've been progressing with carriers, for example, where we say, hey, let's work together on like a true partnership where we give you customers, you give us customers. We bring a piece of the puzzle that you're missing on, for example, this trade engine capability, and in exchange, we exchange customers. It's something that we overlooked initially, and that was maybe a strategic mistake, but ultimately we are
refining
that now. Yes.
Amazing.